Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. So you just caught me munching on one of my apples off my apple tree. In fact, let me show you what I got off that, and not just the apple tree. Hang on. Pretty proud of my harvest. This is the biggest one yet. Look at that! Loads of grapes. Look at that! Loads of grapes, loads of apples. Pretty made up with this here. So, anyway, I'm chomping on that. But you're not here for that. They are delicious though. Anyways, today we are checking out my Wind Swept Ficus. So I believe this is part 3. And I might have done a rookie error and left the wire on a tiny little bit on for maybe a wee bit too long. So not in all the places, just one branch, possibly 2. So we're just going to try and unravel that today, and if we can't get it off, we're just going to snip, snip, snip. It'll come off, and we've got no concerns with it, but we may have it's dug in. Yeah, so let me just pull it up. It's coming along really nicely. So this branch is starting to dig in, so it's quite flush. But my main concern, which branch is it? Yeah, it is actually this branch, just here. I can show you, it is quite flush. And then I've got a couple of branches in here. So I'll get you on the bench. In fact, I'm going to finish eating my apple. Then I'll get you on the bench. So I'll see you in a minute. Wind Swept Ficus. So this is the back of it. Oh no, sorry, this is the front of it. I did just spin it around. Anyway, I just finished eating my apple, and it was so moreish, I had to eat another one. I'll tell you what, they're delicious. And for anyone who's wondering what variety of the tree is, I can't remember, but all I do know, it is a very popular tree. Not this ficus tree, obviously. The apple tree is a very popular apple tree over on the European continent. And I got it about 2 years ago, and apples are delicious. And again, let's get back to this one. So this is my windswept ficus. Yes, you do not see ficus styled as a windswept, so this is an experiment, and this is part 3. So let's get you in there. There we go. So we're getting in here. It's been bitten in a little bit before we got it back off. This is the second wire. So this one, not too bad. We're going to get it off just before this one starts biting in properly. But if we move over and spin this round here, this branch is the main culprit. It's already thicker than the others, so it's developing a lot faster. Zoom out a little bit, come on. So it's biting in here. Focus, there we go. So it's pretty flush, so it's pretty dug in around this section, just here. So we want to get, come on, stay focused. There we go, stay there. So you can see it's pretty flush, so that's quite bitten in. Well, hopefully that'll unravel. If not, I'll try and nibble at it. But I think we should be okay, because further around this section, if I just move the branch out of the way, on the same branch, it is quite loose over here. So we can unravel and it should come out. And then it's pretty loose around these corners here as well. As you can see from the previous bite here, it's still healing. Yep. And then we've got a bit of a bite going on here for the previous. I overlaid the wire just there. But with the ficus, they're such vigorous growers that the bite marks, they'll disappear pretty quickly. And then just down here as well, we've got this one growing into, come on, move out of the way. Yeah, so that wire is starting to bite. It's bitten on the corner there as well, here. Oh, there we go, look, you put your finger in and it focuses. So this branch is quite bitten in as well. This one's actually, so you have to move the camera in case it doesn't focus. There you go, so that's starting to swell here, so we just need to get that off. So yeah, being the rookie that I am, I completely forgot that this one and the other ficus that we wired up on one of the other videos, I can't remember what I called that tree, and we do have a playlist for it, that still got wire on as well. That one's not too bad, but it is grown in quite well, so we do have to do a video on that and get the wire off as well. So that'll be coming shortly. But yeah, so this one's just removing the wire, and then down here as well, the wire's starting to bite in. Yeah, so I'm just an idiot. I think I was so excited about Gavin's challenge the other week that getting everything in, and I just completely forgot to take the wire off. I didn't know what needed doing, but yeah, Gavin's challenge for me was just exciting. It's just that time of the year. I love Halloween, and it's my daughter's birthday on Halloween as well, so yeah, let's get into this one then. I'll put you on the stand just so you can have a good view of it, and it should only take a couple of minutes, and then I'll have a look at some of these shoots. I want to leave most of them on, let them grow and get some vigor, thicken up a little bit. See, this one's still quite malleable. I just want that thickening up so it stays in place. It's fine because it's in place how we want it, but I just don't want it flopping about like this. I want it nice and rigid. How these ones are. These ones just don't really move. But I'll move the tree around, and I'll there you go, so you can see the tree as it is. So you can see it is starting to look and take shape. So as I say, even though it's ficus and it's windswept, you don't see any of them develop like this. It's looking really nice. And I say once we start getting these cut back, it's going to just have the ends with all the foliage. So I might just neaten the odd one a bit too up today, but nothing major. Okay, let's put you guys on the stand. So I've got you on the stand and I've got you positioned in a way I think you can see exactly everything there. So this is the branch I was just on about. It is the worst one, well, the worst offender, because yep, stupid me. And I'm going to try and observe myself doing it through the camera so I don't get in the way of you seeing. So, and I shouldn't need to snip because you can see here I'm able to, I've still got this bit where I can start unwinding. So I'm just going to hold on to this section and I'm just going to start unwinding. Hopefully you can see. I'm just going to support, as I don't want to do much damage, anything I don't have to. Yeah, so it's not damaging at all. So we're just going to hold on. I know my thumb's sort of on the camera in your line of sight at the moment, but that is directly on the wire that I'm going to pull out as it's moving, because I don't want it pulling any more of the branch off. Because it's dug in, I don't want it ripping out the branch, if you understand what I mean. So as it's coming out, I don't want it ripping any more of the branch. So if I move this branch upwards a little bit, you should be able to see there. So it's not took all the branch inside with it. So that's what I don't want to be damaging it any more than I need to be. So I'm just going to hold the wire, put the pressure on, firmly bring it out. So all you can see is my thumb. But by putting that pressure, twisting it out, I'm not damaging any more of this tree than I need to. I've already done the stupid thing by leaving it on longer than it needs to be. So if I can help the tree, I will do. So there we go. So that's the branch there, as you can see. It's come out, no drama. It's not damaged it anymore. We've just got a tiny little bit of cambium. If I zoom out a little bit, it might show better. And then zoom slowly. So just here, there we go. So just here you can see the little bit of cambium, but it's not damaged. And then just over here as well, you can see the difference in level. So you can see the big gaping gap. It's like a valley where the wire was. Now my thumb's wiggling so it stays in focus, and then you can see it over there as well. But they'll fill in as soon as the tree starts putting on a bit more growth. It's got fertilizer down now as well. I've just done that. So as the flow of sap runs through, it's going to find the path of least resistance, and that'll thicken up quickly enough. So I'm not worried. I'll thicken out, and as we do these videos, I will show you as this thickens up. So I'll zoom back out. Let's get the rest of this wire off. Now, when it comes to removing wire, a lot of people, they just like to snip sections off. They don't even bother trying to do what I'm just trying to do here, which is just neatly remove the cable slash wire. But I'm quite frugal. I like to save my wire and I can reuse it. So as you see, I've got the wire there. So what I can do is I can reuse that, whether it means rewiring the tree or just using it as snipping it down and then using it as a tie-in. So this other bit here that we're removing is part of this bottom branch, just at the bottom. So I'm going to start removing that bit. Again, this one was left on a little bit too long. Oh, camera's just decided to go. Let's tighten you back up. So again, let's try and zoom you in so you can have a look. Now, can you see I'm putting pressure here, and I'm going to try and push this up. And as I'm putting pressure here, it's relieving pressure in this section by holding it. Now I might have to get my snips because the branch is so small. It might just be easy to snip, because I don't want to do any more damage. There we go. I don't want to take the chance of snapping this branch. So if I just snip in small sections, I'll just remove little bits at a time, because the branch is pretty flimsy. If I try and remove this in one section, I'm just going to snap it. Now we are left with that little section, but it is dug in. So I'm going to try and just half it. Success. There we go. So a little bit's off. no damage to that branch except a tiny little bit just there, but again, a little bit of growing, that'll be fine. This main top branch is wired in with this second branch just here, so I'll proceed to remove those two. Let's zoom you out a tiny bit so you can see everything in focus. So I'm going to put my hand here a second just so I know it's in your way, but I need to just grab hold of the wire so I can start moving it. Okay, right, so if I move this branch out of your way so you can see my end of my wire, and we're going to start removing it. This one's not dug in, so this one should be fine and easy to remove. And what's good as well is this is the second wire and all our branches are remaining where we want them, in position. So let's see if I can get you a better angle on these other branches. So just there. Now you can see the last two. Now this one, if I can move the branches out of the way, has dug in at the bottom here. So this one's dug in. So I'm going to try and be gentle as I can. Again, put pressure on with 2 fingers and remove some of this wire by snipping it because it is too long. So put pressure on in the position. We're not damaging the branch anymore. Okay. So that section's where it's dug in. It's fine. And now we can just start unwinding on the rest of the branch. I'm going to snip the end because it's wrapped around. And I've not got any access to it. Yeah, pressure on the branch and let's start removing. This one, where it's grown in, if I zoom, you can see from here, but let's zoom in and move you over so you can see just there. So we have a bit of damage here. So that has grown quickly because we've got a branch here and then 2 branches either side. So this area has grown pretty quick around that branch. So we do need to keep an eye out because this is an open wound. So if we see any, keep an eye out when it's coming. It is indoors, which is a good thing. So if we do see any bugs or any infection arising, we do need to obviously take care of that as soon as possible. But with it being indoors, that is a good thing. It's protected from the elements. Bugs shouldn't be a problem because everything's been treated going into the side, into. Why do I keep saying into? Everything's been moved inside, so everything's been treated with bugs, so I don't have a bug problem. But keep an eye out. Right, last but not least, one more branch, which is this one. Once that's off, everything's set in place. we'll just look to see whether we need to trim back or not. So if you ever do wire your trees up, especially your ficus, don't do what I've done. Try and keep an eye out. Try and take your wire off at the appropriate times. The longer you leave her on, the more damage you're likely to cause. So that's everything off. And everything is stayed in position. So we are looking great. And why does my phone keep doing that? So I'm just going to bring it down a little bit in height, just so you can see what I can see. So everything stayed in position. The only thing I want to do is just restrict some of this growth from getting too lanky and then growing in the right position. So this branch here is just going to continue to shoot out. So I just want to pull it back, and I want to make sure it grows this way. This one here is continually growing upwards. Obviously, with it being a ficus, that's what they tend to do. They grow up. I'm just going to, the one next to it, I'm just going to pull it back here. This one, still want it growing, but we want it growing this sort of direction. This one through the middle, I'm just going to take it back. And this one here is growing upwards, but again, I want it growing across. So this leaf here, I'm going to take it back to there, and then hopefully it'll grow that way. Then we can wire that one outwards. Slow branch, it's doing what we need it to do. So we're going to continue to let that grow. This upper branch here, I'm just going to snip there and let that one develop that way. This is doing what we need. This is doing what we need. Just behind this branch, if I move it out of the way, we've got a remnant of a branch which has now died off. So I'm just going to remove. Round the back, just here, it's on the inside, so I'm going to remove it. Same for this one, it's underneath and on the inside, so we need to snip that off. Same again here. This one grows up. I'm just going to snip that off completely. Just going to let that grow out and get some vigor. Just at the top, grows upwards, I'm going to remove. So as that grows out, we'll just twist it. That's in the correct position. Pull that down a second and you can see this one grows up, so we need to take that one off. Remove that one, it's not needed. And I think that's it. Everything's in the right places. This one looks long and leggy and growing upwards, but Again, once it thickens up a little bit, it just needs tilting slightly, so it's more of a flat radial. And then it thickens up, and then we will cut it back eventually. But that is correct. It's going to be like that. So if I just spin you around to the front, like that. And then this is the back one here. That just needs flattening out there. So it gives you a back branch as well. So it'll give you a field of depth. So it's not, so if I put it there, just position it so you can give it a field of depth. There you go. This will grow out thickening up, and then I'll get brought back in. This will get brought down a little bit. Rather than being up, this comes out that way. Or maybe up. Yeah. We've got a little bit of a gap in the middle, so this one, we'll probably remove this little one. Now, we don't want that. Or that. There we go. So, yeah, she's coming along. Let's get rid of that wire. That's part 3 number, yeah, part 3 of the windswept. So for an experiment, can ficuses be windswept? So far, yes. It's not looking too bad. So that's my tag about ficus windswept, all done. Episode sweet. If I do say so myself, it is looking awesome. Do you think it is? Leave a comment down below. Anyways, just remember, if you subscribe, you do get one of my lovely delicious apples sent to you in the post. No, I'm kidding, but just imagine if you did and how succulent they are. They are brilliant. I'm going to go and have another one anyways. I'm going to have a couple of grapes as well. Anyway, if you like this one, please do leave me a subscribe, like, and as I say, comment down below. And have a lovely week, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.